This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Naimbag garabi, masantos siya sa labid si kayo amin. Maya pa bengi keka, marahay na banggi sa Indogabos. Buenas noches sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, up to Sabah. Maayong gabi ka ninyong tanan. Ito po inyong nag-iisang republika. Ako po si Eric Espina. Alam niyo po, ayon sa isang ama ng bansang Amerika, si Ginoong Madison, all people who will power should be mistrusted. Yan po ang kanilang paniniwala. Subalit dito sa ating bansa ay mukhang baliktad dahil siguro sa masyado tayong mapagpakatiwala sa ating mga leader ay binibigyan natin sila ng tinatawag nating benefit of the doubt. Kaya ang nangyayari ay minsan ay posibleng nag-aabuso ang ating mga kinahalal na mga kinatawan o nagsisilbing ama ng ating bansa. Paano ba tayo nakadating sa ganitong estado sa ating republika? Nagsimula, kung matatanda ninyo, sa isang impeachment ng isang Chief Justice ng Korte Suprema. Uminog ang mundo ng Pilipino. Lumabas ang alingas-ngas ng PDAF. Lumabas ang DAP. Binagyo tayo ng Yolanda. Nagkaroon ng lindol sa Bohol, sa Cebu. Pagkatapos, eto, nag-ruling ang Supreme Court tungkol sa DAP, nabisto ang pork barrel, ang bilyong-bilyong perang kaban ng bayan na nasasayang, pinag-uusapan ng Coup, meron na namang pang-apat na impeachment namang complaint, hindi ngayon, laban sa Korte Suprema, bagkos ay sa nakaupong Pangulo. Lahat po yan ay ating hihimayin sa gabing ito. Kaya ang titulo ng ating programa ay Impeachment, Coup, pati term extension. At ang ating mga panauhin sa gabing ito ay mga politiko at mga eksperto sa batas. Kaya natutuwa po ako, uunahin ko po ang itong guest na ito na first time kong maimbitahan. Siya po ay isang attorney at siya po ay Dean Jose M. Roy III.
Good evening, Eric.
Yan.
Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yan. Maganda dito kay Dean Roy ay hindi lamang siya magbibigay ng punto de vista ng pampolitika at pang-abogado. At siya rin po ay galing po sa iginagalang na angkan ng kanyang lolo na si Senador Jose Roy, kaya kapangalan niya. And then, nandito rin po ang isang very passionate ng NatFil, ang regular nating kaibigan na si FERDIE PASION.
Good evening to you, Eric, Dean Roy, and all the televiewers.
Ayan. First question, I'll call you Judd, no?
Sure.
Looking back at the impeachment, no? At that time, you're in the middle of all this, all the trial, the preparations of the defense. Now, looking back, off the cuff, when you're by yourself, what thoughts come to your mind? That you sometimes catch yourself smiling, or do you feel that maybe you could have put a better defense, or actually the writing was on the wall from the very beginning?
Well, Eric, there are many enjoyable memories from the impeachment. There are many things that happened off the camera,
Okay.
which the story has not been told from
The
our
public
side.
does not know.
No, the public does not know.
Okay.
And it may take some time. There are
Okay.
certain complications that make it difficult. There is, of course, the attorney-client confidentiality,
Yes.
right? There is, of course, also what we know to be the truth, which is
Okay.
going to upset a lot of people if it is told. Now, are there any regrets? No, not really. There is one regret which has to do more with the professional side,
Okay.
and which I have now incorporated in my retainer agreements.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But about the outcome of the case, no, Eric, I have no regrets about the how it
Okay.
turned out. It was very clear from the beginning
Okay.
that there was no hope, or the hopes of winning were very, very, very slim. Unfortunately, some of us understood this more than others.
Okay.
Others thought they actually had a fighting chance. But at the end of the day, the client took matters into his own hands. It was Chief Justice Corona himself who decided to testify.
Okay.
It was he himself who performed the way he did when he did testify on that fateful day. It was he himself who came back and made all the disclosures about his money,
Yes.
which we were all surprised to learn. Together with the nation. And that was as much a surprise to all of you. But you can imagine it was quite unsettling for us at that time.
An impeachment court is quasi-judicial, quasi-administrative, quasi-political.
Well, let me...
At the end of the day, when you balance this all out, was it more political?
Oh, it was absolutely political. You had a court that was dancing to the tune of the peanut gallery.
Okay.
Diba? There is no question that the executive bullied the judiciary in this boxing match. No, there was no hope for an even match. The media muscle was completely behind the very popular president.
Okay.
But more importantly, the problem with the proceeding is that it was conducted publicly.
Okay.
One of the first motions I filed was to hold the proceedings in camera, meaning closed, so that it would be purely technical defense, and to see really if these allegations against Mr. Corona hold any water, if there's any real evidence. Knowing fully well that if all of this was subjected to the teleserye that it had become, no,
Okay.
then you would stand no chance, because obviously the jurors or the judges themselves are concerned about public acceptability later on.
But your political genes told you that this was a no-win situation.
Yes, yes. And not just my political genes, even my mentor was very clear about it. He said, this is not about
When you
winning.
mean your mentor, you're referring to...
Oh, I'm referring to Chief Justice Narvasa, who trained me.
Okay.
If you remember, he was the defense counsel of President Estrada
Okay.
during the Estrada impeachment.
Yes, yes.
An impeachment case which, regrettably, I declined to participate in at that time. But when this invitation came along, I spoke with him. And he very clearly told me, you know, he's the Chief Justice now, you go and help him. So I did not know Mr. Corona. I did not know him personally.
Okay.
He came to me. So I sought the permission of Chief Justice Narvasa, who was still alive then. He said, you go and help him. He's the Chief Justice. And that is the Supreme Court. You go and defend the court. That's my office. You go there and you give them hell. And that's exactly what I did.
You provided an accused all the chances
Sure.
for a fair trial
Sure.
in an unfair condition.
Because it was more important to show the country, to show everybody who had any interest in this case, that the judiciary should never be left undefended. And you can see the same assault happening today. And I want to declare on record, I'm ready again to stand for the court. If it needs my services, I will be there.
Okay, before I turn to FERDIE, you were able to sniff out, call it what, PDAF
DAP.
or DAP? Because some legislators were saying that, oh, we thought this was PDAF, and then we were misled, and then it came out DAP. But even during the trial proper, you knew that money was going to exchange hands. It was just a question of when. You knew that.
Yeah, I knew actually at the time that I made the decision, the announcement, I knew it was already going on.
Okay.
Okay? And in fact, my figure was correct, 100 million. And if you look at the record, there's a couple of them who received, well, you know, in the vicinity of 100 million. The rest of the guys, maybe because they already had agreed to vote yes, got only 50. I really don't know.
They were cheaper.
Wait,
the
they
dozen.
came across cheaper, you know.
Yeah.
Siguro, group rate or whatever. No?
Okay.
But the 100 million was there. In fact, when if you manage to get a copy of the videotape,
Yes.
of the video clip of our press con,
Yes.
you will see that there's a segment there where I'm showing my phone
Uh-huh.
to my co-counsel.
Okay.
And they both say no. Because both of them, the two gentlemen beside me, whose names I will not reveal, you go and research yourself.
Okay.
They're saying, no, wag, delikado yan. Mabibitay tayo niyan. Says,
Okay.
you know, we're
Yes,
going
yes.
to get into trouble.
Yes.
And so I told them, what are you guys talking about? They're going to chop off our turkey's head. You know,
Okay,
my client
yeah,
is
yeah,
dead.
yeah.
This is our last chance. No. So I took the charges and made the announcement, but we had been put off the air at that time.
Okay.
So the public, many members of the public didn't see it, and then we were summoned to explain.
Okay.
And my explanation, I was interpolated by Alan Peter Cayetano.
Yes.
We had about an hour, I think.
Yes,
and I was
yes.
apologizing profusely.
Yes.
And all my former students were saying, oh, come on, why don't you shout back at him? Why are you begging?
You were apologizing
Yes.
to the institution.
Yes, to the institution.
Yes.
And everything was fine until 2 weeks later. See, Attorney Aguirre covered his ears.
Yes.
And they had that wild outburst over there. And they decided to hold him in contempt.
Yes.
So that was fine, except that now, the pro-administration senators insisted. No, you cannot do that just to the defense. We have to do it also to the prosecution. You have to do it also to the defense.
Yes.
So the senators, some of them who are friends of mine, were telling me, why, who are we going to punish? Why, you better punish that Roy fellow. So that was that.
So
was
there
the
would
story.
be equality.
Yeah, so it won't look like this or like that. So, you know. And I don't, you know, I mean, let's be candid about it. The prosecution was taking a bashing the whole time, all the way.
Yes.
For the longest time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
And
yes.
so, you know, I guess they wanted to
Okay.
boost the morale there a little bit.
FERDIE, what does that say? Ito, sinabi ni Dean Roy, pera ang ginamit para bilhin ang desisyon ng isa sa mga kamara ng ating bayan. What does that say of our country, of our republic, of our institution? If not the leaders that are holding this authority.
Actually, nakakalungkot, no? Nakakalungkot na nangyayari sa harapan natin to, harap-harapan na panloloko, ika nga. Subalit, maging ang media, no? Maliban dito sa istasyon nito, yung mga mainstream media, tila ba minamaliit yung malaking kasalanan. At nagtataka rin tayo kung bakit tila wala dun sa impeachment complaint yung bribery. Samantalang napakabigat na kasalanan yan kung tutuusin. At yan ay talagang impeachable yan. Ano? Nagtataka rin tayo kung bakit wala rin sa impeachment complaint yung pag-enter sa Bangsamoro Agreement kung saan nagre-create ng panibagong bangsa o bansa or nation state. Etong executive department headed by the president, this is treason actually. This is a high crime called treason. And this is impeachable. So, para bagang nagbubulag-bulagan, maging yung mga nag-file ng impeachment complaint, hindi nila sinama yung Bangsamoro, hindi nila sinama yung bribery, alleged bribery, saan tayo tutungo pagka ganyan? Kung pati ang mga nasa Kongreso na nag-file ng complaint, pati ang media ay nagbubulag-bulagan. Sabi nga, mas madaling gisingin yung tunay na tulog kaysa doon sa nagtutulog-tulugan.
Kung matatandaan natin, dalawang mga kautusan o moralidad ang isinigaw ni Presidente Pinoy sa Madla. Ang palagi nating natatandaan ay tuwid na daan. Pero nakakalimutan natin yung una niyang sinigaw, yung wangwang mentality. Dapat walang wangwang mentality. Itong kanyang paghahabol sa isang mataas na Chief Justice